Hi there, today we are looking at circumference of a circle. Circumference is essentially the same as perimeter, but obviously it's quite unique to a circle. Alright, so if I'm asked to find out anything to do with the circle, we're going to need to use pi, alright? It is specifically just a number, but of course it supports obviously the calculations involving a circle, alright? So number itself is about 3.14, it's a lot longer than that. And you potentially will be using a calculator to use it, and in a non-calculator paper then you'd have to leave it in terms of pi. You'll see what I mean in a second as I go through an example. So there is that button which I mentioned, and sometimes you don't need to use it, but we'll talk about that in a second. Alright, so circumference, how you work it out is pi times diameter. Alright, essentially, so you need to know what the diameter is, and hopefully you've done the lesson on parts of a circle, but the diameter is the distance all the way across the middle. So, to work out circumference, we're going to do pi times diameter. We're looking at this particular example. That's essentially pi times 11. All right, nothing more complicated than that at all. We just need to do pi times 11. All right, so in a calculator, we could have put pi times diameter and pi times 11. Now, if it's a non-calculator paper, then you would leave that as 11 pi. All right. If it's not a non-calculator paper, then of course you could put it in a calculator, press your little SD button, which will convert it to a decimal, and it'll give you 34.5575. Rounding to three significant figures or one decimal place, that'll be 34.6. Okay. If you were given the radius, and then it's something to be mindful of, is that we still want to have the diameter to be able to do it, but of course the radius is only half of the diameter, so I need to double that before I start to get the radius. To get the diameter. So I would do pi times diameter, but of course the diameter is 2 lots of the radius. So pi times 2 times 7. All right, you can see that written there. Or you could do 2 times 7 first, it doesn't matter. That's going to give you 14 times pi. So in a non-calculator paper, you would just leave it as 14 pi. But of course, in a calculator paper, they may actually leave it in terms of decimal places. So you would do exactly that, which would be 44.0. All right, and essentially that is circumference of a circle. So circumference is pi times diameter. Okay, right, so get yourself to maths.school.career and do some practice on some of those. Thanks for listening.